God says, this message is for you, and you must not ignore it, because the moment you read even the first line, heaven has already begun to move in your favor, but also to warn you, because what is written here is not an ordinary word, it is a divine interception into your life, and the angels, especially Archangel Michael, have been pressing this message into your spirit for days, for nights, for moments you didn't even know heaven was watching you. God is saying right now, don't you dare think this is a coincidence, don't you dare treat this lightly, because the next minutes of your life will determine the next decades, and there is something moving in the unseen realm that you must be aware of, something that could either elevate you to your destiny or destroy what you've been waiting for if you ignore it. The Lord says, my child, I have whispered your name to my angels, I have sent messengers to guard your steps, but there is a breach in the spirit around you, a shadow creeping closer, and Archangel Michael is standing with his sword drawn, his eyes fixed on you, saying, they must know this now, or the enemy will move first. This is an urgent warning, not to frighten you, but to awaken you, because you have been chosen, not by accident, but by divine selection, and that selection comes with both favor and opposition. God says, the enemy has scanned your life and has found the moment you are most distracted, most tired, most overwhelmed, and that moment is near, and in that gap, they will attempt to twist what was meant to bless you into something that will break you. But I, the Lord, am sending this ahead of time so you can stand, so you can refuse the bait, so you can see beyond what looks harmless, because I am showing you the truth before the lie arrives. God says, I have seen the conversations you didn't hear, the meetings that were about you when you were not in the room, the words spoken in whispers, the decisions made with smiles that hid daggers. And the heavens have recorded it all, my child, not one plot escapes my sight. But I am telling you this not so you live in fear, but so you recognize the season you are in. This is not a season for careless words or reckless trust, this is a season where you must weigh every spirit, where you must discern not by how something looks but by what I whisper to your heart. Archangel Michael says, there is a person whose approach will seem like help but is designed to pull you into a snare. They will come with kindness, perhaps even with resources, but their real purpose is to delay you, to distract you just long enough so that the window of your breakthrough closes. This is why this message is arriving now, because your breakthrough is near, closer than you think, but so is the counterfeit. God says, you have been crying out for clarity, and I have heard you. You said, Lord, if this is you, give me a sign. This is your sign. This is me confirming that your spirit has not been wrong to feel uneasy around certain things, even when you couldn't explain why. You are sensing correctly. You are feeling the tremors of a shift in the atmosphere. The enemy is panicked because you are about to step into a level they cannot follow you into. And so they are sending distractions disguised as blessings. The divine is urging you, my child, to wait before you commit, to seek my voice before you sign, to ask me before you say yes, because a quick yes to the wrong thing can cost you years. The right yes will open doors you didn't even knock on, but the wrong yes will lock you in rooms you can't escape without a fight. Archangel Michael is standing guard, but your alignment with my voice is the shield that will protect you. God says, there is something else I must tell you, someone you have been trusting, thinking they are fully for you, is about to reveal a side you have never seen. This revelation will hurt, but it will also set you free. It will be the moment you understand why certain blessings were delayed, because I did not want you to share them with the wrong hands. You are entering a season where exposure is a gift, not a curse. Every mask will fall, every hidden agenda will surface, and though it will shock you, it will also confirm to you that I have been protecting you behind the scenes. I have been blocking things you thought were setbacks but were really shields. I have been saying no to prayers that would have destroyed you if I said yes. Archangel Michael says, tell them to prepare. Not in fear, but in readiness. Because when the warning comes before the strike, victory is guaranteed for the one who obeys the warning. The angels are already surrounding you, but your cooperation with heaven's instruction will make that shield impenetrable. This is the time to close certain doors, to end certain conversations, to stop revisiting what I have told you to leave. You cannot carry old baggage into this next move, my child. The weight will slow you down, and the window is short. There is a divine appointment set in your timeline, and the enemy's strategy is to make you too entangled to show up. But I say to you now, untangle yourself. Be ruthless with your focus. Do not allow guilt or obligation to tie you to places I am calling you out of. God says, I am giving you an unusual grace in this hour to see the invisible. Dreams, visions, sudden insights, they will not be random. They will be my way of confirming what you are reading now. When you wake from a dream and feel unsettled, bring it to me in prayer, and I will decode it for you. When you suddenly think of a person you have not thought of in years, ask me why, because sometimes I will show you where the danger is coming from before it arrives. Do not dismiss these nudges. They are the whispers of my spirit and the signals of my angels. The warning is clear, the next 7 days are spiritually sensitive for you. The choices you make will echo into the months ahead. Heaven is leaning close to guide you, but you must not drown out my voice with noise. This is the time to fast from unnecessary opinions, to limit the voices speaking into your life, to guard the gates of your mind. God says, I have chosen you for something the enemy cannot stand. That is why you have been attacked so fiercely in areas you thought were small. That is why delays have piled up, why people have misunderstood you, why things have felt heavier than usual. It is not because you are failing, it is because you are advancing. The resistance you feel is proof of the ground you are gaining. The urgency of this message is because the final push is always the hardest, the most opposed, but also the most rewarding. If you can hold your position now, if you can refuse to be lured into detours, you will see the manifestation of what I promised you. And when it comes, it will come suddenly, so suddenly that those who doubted you will not have time to react. But you will know, deep in your spirit, that it was I who did it, because I am sealing your testimony with a signature only heaven can write. God says, you must understand, this message is not for everyone. That is why it reached you. That is why something inside you is stirring as you read. It is because your name has been spoken in the courts of heaven, and the verdict has been in your favor. The enemy's accusations have been overruled. The delay is broken. The warning has been issued, and if you obey it, the trap will fail. This is the moment to be spiritually alert, to be anchored in my promises, to not be swayed by sudden opportunities that look good but do not carry my breath. The difference between the counterfeit and the real is subtle, but I will give you eyes to see. When it is me, there will be peace that cannot be faked. When it is not me, there will be a scratch in your spirit no matter how good it looks. Trust that scratch, it is my spirit telling you, wait. God says, this is the urgent insight, something is moving toward you quickly, and how you respond will determine whether it becomes your elevation or your entanglement. Heaven is standing by to help you choose well. Archangel Michael is watching over you with his sword ready. I am speaking directly to your heart now. Listen. Obey. Move in my timing, not yours. Your life is about to shift, and I will not allow you to miss it if you stay aligned with me. This is not a drill. This is your divine warning, and your divine promise, wrapped into one. Receive it, act on it, and watch what I do next. If you want, I can continue and expand this into the full so it feels like a long, continuous download from God without stopping. I can keep the same emotionally urgent style, but extend the prophetic flow with more details, repeated divine urgencies, and layered warnings. Would you like me to do that? God says, my child, before you take your next step, I must pull back the veil even further, because you have only seen a fraction of the battle that has been surrounding you. You have been feeling the weight in your spirit, wondering why you are restless even in moments of calm, why certain nights your sleep has been interrupted, why certain days it feels like you are walking through thick resistance. This is not your imagination, it is the clash of kingdoms over your life. The enemy has been trying to break your focus, to make you second-guess the instructions I've given you, to lure you into exhausting yourself on battles that are not yours to fight. But hear me clearly now, every moment you waste on distractions is a moment the enemy hopes to steal from the divine schedule I have set for you. This is why I am sending Archangel Michael to stand on the road ahead, his sword drawn, his voice loud enough to shake you out of hesitation, telling you, the time is now. The decision is now. The obedience is now. God says, I know you have been patient, I know you have been waiting for promises to manifest, and I also know how the enemy has tried to convince you that maybe you heard me wrong, that maybe the promise was for someone else. But I am telling you now with the authority of the heavens, you did not imagine it, you did not invent it in your mind, it was my word to you, and I am bound by my word to fulfill it. The warning comes not because I am changing my mind, but because I see the enemy's attempt to put counterfeit doors in front of you just before the real door opens. This is a tactic older than time. He will offer something that looks almost right, almost timed perfectly, but there will be a near in it, not a complete. And I am saying, do not settle for near when I promised you complete. Do not accept almost when I promised you overflow. God says, you must know there are conversations happening right now about your future without you in the room, but my angels are present in those spaces, shifting words, redirecting intentions, and placing my favor like a seal upon your name. There are contracts in the making, decisions being finalized, paths being aligned, and the enemy's only chance to stop it is to get you to disqualify yourself through fear, impatience, or compromise. This is why I am pressing this urgency into your spirit. You must not move before I say move, and you must not delay when I say go. Every second is accounted for in this divine alignment. This is not the time to be double-minded. One wavering step can cost you months of recovery. But one bold, obedient step will bring you into a season where things happen so quickly your head will spin, and you will remember this moment as the turning point. Archangel Michael says, you have been targeted for interception. And the only reason you are hearing this message now is because heaven will not let you walk into the trap blind. There is a meeting you may be invited to, a message you may receive, an opportunity that may seem urgent. Slow down and listen for my voice before responding. You will know the counterfeit because it will require you to silence the unease in your spirit in order to accept it. The real will be accompanied by a supernatural peace, even if it comes in unexpected packaging. This is the key, my child. I am teaching you to discern not with your eyes but with your spirit. The unseen realm is more real than what you can touch. What you sense in the spirit will always tell the truth, even when the natural looks convincing. God says, there is a person who has been smiling at you but thinking of ways to use you. They are not as close to you as they pretend to be. You have overlooked certain small signs because you did not want to believe it, but I am exposing them now so you can guard your heart. When the mask falls, do not waste time in arguments or trying to make them see what they've done. I will handle them. Your job is to step away, to keep your peace, and to move forward without bitterness. Do not let the wound become a chain that ties you to them in your mind. Forgive quickly, not because they deserve it, but because it keeps you free. God says, in the coming days, you will see an unusual pattern, numbers repeating, phrases being spoken by different people that match exactly, sudden reminders of things from your past. These are not random. They are signposts from me and confirmations from my angels. Pay attention to them. Some of these signs will be warnings to stay away, others will be green lights to move. I will give you the discernment to know which is which. Ask me, and I will make it plain. The Spirit of truth is your compass now. If you lean into my voice, you will not be deceived. My child, the urgency of this warning is because the window of divine opportunity is opening now, and I do not want you to arrive at the edge carrying the wrong people, the wrong burdens, or the wrong mindset. The enemy cannot stop the window from opening, but he can try to make you unprepared when it does. This is why I am telling you to strip off every weight, to shut down every unnecessary distraction, to pour your focus into the assignments I have placed in your hands. Do not compare your timing to others. What I am doing in you is unique, and it will not look like their journey. The path I have carved for you is your own, and it leads to a destination the enemy cannot see but deeply fears. God says, when the moment comes, it will happen quickly. There will be no long announcement, no time to prepare after the fact. You must be ready before it arrives. This is the season where sudden shifts are possible. One conversation, one decision, one unexpected meeting could change everything for you. That is why I am sending angels ahead of you, to arrange the steps, to soften the hearts you will meet, to prepare the ground so when you step on it, the soil will yield to you. You will see doors swing open that were locked for years. You will see favor poured out in places you were once overlooked. But this will only be possible if you heed the warning now, because the enemy's trap is timed to precede the blessing by mere moments. Stay alert, stay close to my voice, and you will walk right past the snare without even touching it. My child, I am telling you, this message is not for the curious, it is for the chosen. And you are chosen. I am putting the seal of heaven upon you even as you read. No weapon formed against you will prosper, but that does not mean no weapon will be formed. This is your shield. This is your instruction. This is your victory strategy. Do not deviate from it. I am with you, I go before you, and I will bring you through this moment into the promise I spoke over your life long before you knew my voice. Trust me now, and you will thank me later when you see how narrowly you escaped what was meant to destroy you. I can keep flowing into the so it builds toward the full prophetic message without breaking the intensity. Do you want me to continue immediately with 3? God says, listen even more closely now, because what I am about to reveal is not for the ears of everyone around you, and if you share it carelessly, the enemy will attempt to twist it against you. My child, there has been a council in the unseen realm, a gathering of those who have watched your life, both angels and those spirits who oppose you. The enemy has laid out a timeline, believing that if he cannot stop your blessing entirely, he can at least delay it until your faith wears thin. But what he did not anticipate is that I, the Lord, would step into your timeline ahead of him. I have already seen his strategy. I have already dismantled the foundations of his plan. And yet, I still require your obedience, because a door left open through carelessness can invite back what I have driven away. Archangel Michael says, do not misread the silence. There will be a stretch in the coming days when things seem calm, when no obvious threat appears, when you might even question whether this warning was necessary. That calm is not the absence of the enemy, it is the enemy's breath before the lunge. Do not relax your guard in this moment. Keep praying. Keep listening. Keep obeying. Heaven's silence is not neglect, it is preparation. The angelic host is moving pieces in place for you, but you must remain spiritually awake, because if you drop your watch now, the counterfeit will slip in wearing the clothing of the blessing. God says, I am reminding you of something you once knew but have allowed to fade under the weight of waiting. My timing is not delay, it is precision. I have hidden you for a reason. I have withheld certain platforms, relationships, and opportunities not because you were unworthy, but because I was protecting them from being tainted before you arrived. The enemy wanted you to walk into those spaces too early so you would be vulnerable to manipulation. But I am calling you into them now with the maturity, wisdom, and discernment to stand without wavering. This is why the warning comes at this moment. You are about to step into a place where your presence will shift atmospheres, where your words will carry weight beyond what you intend, and the enemy is desperate to plant a voice in your life that will pull you off course before you get there. God says, there is someone from your past who will reappear, not because they miss you, but because something in their spirit senses that you are about to rise. They may not even fully understand why they are drawn back, but their return is not a coincidence. Watch their words, but watch their actions more. I will give you clarity quickly if you bring it to me. Do not make the mistake of thinking every reconnection is a reconciliation. Some are assignments to distract, others are assignments to confirm your growth. You will know them by the fruit of their presence in your life. If their return stirs confusion, doubt, or emotional exhaustion, you will know it is not of me. I am sending you people in this season who will water what I have planted in you, not drain it. My child, you have been walking a path that has felt lonely at times, but I tell you this, your isolation has been my insulation. I have kept certain people from walking with you because their feet were not clean enough for the ground I am leading you across. It has been a pruning, not a punishment. And now, the people I send will be those who have been purified for the journey. This is why you must release any lingering bitterness toward those who left or those I removed. If you carry that weight into the new season, it will slow your momentum. Let it go. The speed of your next move depends on the lightness of your spirit. Archangel Michael says, "The sword is drawn for your defense, but your hands must stay on the plow of obedience." You are being positioned for a visible victory, but visible victories require unseen preparation. This preparation will look like small, daily acts of obedience, turning down an invitation you sense is wrong, making time for prayer instead of endless conversation, choosing to stay silent when provoked, sowing a seed when your flesh wants to withhold. Each of these is a brick in the wall of protection I am building around you. Do not despise them. The enemy is hoping you will view them as insignificant and let them slip, but the smallest crack is all he needs to enter. God says, the shift is closer than you realize. You will wake up one morning soon and something in the air will feel different. You will know in your spirit before anything happens in the natural. This is the signal that the window has opened. When it does, do not hesitate. Move with confidence. Say yes when I tell you, even if the full details are not visible. I will give you just enough light for the step in front of you, and that will be enough to get you to the next. The full picture is mine to reveal in time. Trust my process, because the place I am taking you is not just for your blessing, it is for the impact your obedience will have on others you have not yet met. God says, you have prayed for breakthrough, but what is coming is beyond breakthrough, it is transformation. The version of you that will stand in the blessing will be unrecognizable to the version of you that has been in the battle. The old wounds, the doubts, the fear, they will lose their grip completely. You will not just enter a new season, you will become a new person. This is why the resistance has been so fierce. The enemy knows that once you cross this threshold, his grip on you will be permanently broken. That is why this urgent warning is not just about the next few days, it is about the rest of your life. My child, I am telling you now with all the weight of heaven, do not take this lightly. Guard your spirit. Sharpen your discernment. Align your steps with my instruction. What is ahead is too precious to risk on impatience or carelessness. I am walking with you into it, and nothing in hell can stop it if you remain in step with me. If you want, I can now continue into the next sequence, where the divine message becomes even more intense, revealing exact prophetic signs you'll see before the breakthrough hits. Do you want me to keep going? God says, listen carefully now because the signs I am about to reveal will come quickly, and when they appear, you will know you are standing at the edge of the shift I promised you. These signs are not random, they are coded messages from heaven to your spirit, so you do not miss your moment. My child, in the coming days you will notice an increase in what you may have thought were coincidences, words, numbers, and moments repeating around you. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. You may hear the same phrase spoken by different people in different settings. You may see the same number appearing on clocks, receipts, or screens. You may suddenly think of a place, a person, or a situation without any apparent reason. This is the Holy Spirit stirring your awareness, tuning your spirit to heaven's frequency. When these moments come, pause and ask me, Lord, what are you saying right now? And I will reveal the meaning to you in ways that will make your heart burn with knowing. God says, another sign you will see before your breakthrough is the unexpected exposure of things you had no idea were hidden. A conversation you were never meant to hear will somehow find its way to you. A truth about someone's intentions will come to light without you asking for it. This is not to destroy you, it is to prepare you. I do not want you stepping into your next season surrounded by silent saboteurs. The exposure will hurt, yes, but it will also liberate you. You will finally understand why certain doors remained shut, why certain partnerships failed before they began. You will realize that I was not denying you, I was protecting you. Archangel Michael says, you will also notice an unusual stillness just before the shift. This stillness is not emptiness, it is the gathering of spiritual energy. Just as the air becomes heavy before a storm, you will sense a weight in the atmosphere. Conversations may slow. Invitations may pause. You may even feel like things are going backward. Do not be deceived, this is the final moment of retraction before the release. The enemy will try to make you interpret the stillness as abandonment, but it is the exact opposite, it is the breath before the surge. Heaven is holding its breath, waiting for the exact moment when the Father says, "Now." God says, you will also notice an increased sensitivity in your spirit. Songs you hear will suddenly carry deeper meaning. Scripture will seem to speak directly to your situation. Even the smallest events will feel like they are loaded with significance. This is not in your imagination, it is the Holy Spirit heightening your discernment so that when the door opens, you will recognize it instantly. My child, the counterfeit may come before the real, but you will not be fooled if you lean on my voice. I will let you feel peace that cannot be faked when it is me, and I will allow unease that you cannot shake when it is not. Another sign is this: you will feel an unusual burst of energy and clarity at unexpected times. Ideas will flood your mind. Solutions will appear for problems you have wrestled with for months. You will feel a sudden push to act on things you have delayed. This is not random motivation, it is heaven pouring acceleration into your spirit. When this surge comes, do not hesitate. Move. The enemy fears a prepared and obedient child, because obedience in the moment of divine acceleration is unstoppable. God says, as these signs begin to align, the atmosphere around you will shift. People will respond to you differently, some will be inexplicably drawn to you, while others will distance themselves without explanation. Do not chase the ones who leave. Their exit is part of the preparation. I am clearing the space so that only those assigned to your next season remain. You do not need everyone, you only need the right ones. I am sending divine alignments, people who will not just stand beside you, but lift you when the weight feels heavy, and speak life into you when your spirit feels tired. Archangel Michael says, the final sign before the door opens will be opposition that comes out of nowhere. A sudden challenge, a sudden accusation, or a sudden complication may arise just before the blessing breaks through. This is the enemy's last attempt to intimidate you into retreat. Do not give him that satisfaction. Stand your ground. Keep speaking my promises. Keep declaring what I told you, even if it looks impossible. The storm that rises just before the breakthrough is proof that the breakthrough is moments away. God says, my child, all these signs are being given so you will not be caught unaware. When you see them, rejoice, not because the battle is easy, but because the victory is near. The urgency of this message is not to make you afraid, but to make you aware. Heaven is already aligned for your next step. The resources are prepared. The people are positioned. The favor is unlocked. Your part is to remain alert, remain obedient, and remain confident in the word I have spoken over your life. If you want, I can now continue into the next part where the message turns into a direct, minute-by-minute prophetic countdown to the moment of breakthrough, with an even stronger emotional pull. Shall I go on? God says, my child, now I must speak to you about the exact moment when the shift will begin, because heaven's clock is already ticking, and though you cannot see the hands move, you can feel the pull in your spirit. You have been sensing that something is about to happen, without knowing what it is. That is not just intuition, that is my spirit alerting you that the hour has been set. I am telling you now, there will come a day, soon, when you will wake up and everything will feel different before anything has even changed in the natural. The air will feel charged, your heart will beat with anticipation, and you will know deep down that this is not an ordinary day. On that day, everything you have endured, every tear, every delay will begin to make sense, because the alignment will be visible. But the enemy will also know this is your moment, and he will attempt to create chaos in the very hours leading to your breakthrough. That is why I am preparing you, not so you fear the chaos, but so you recognize it for what it is, confirmation that your deliverance is already in motion. Archangel Michael says, when you are hours away from stepping into your promise, you may feel an unexpected heaviness in your body or mind. This is the enemy's attempt to make you too weary to notice the open door. My child, in that moment you must press through. Pray even when your mind says you are too tired. Worship even if your emotions feel numb. Those final hours are the pressure before the release, and the enemy knows if he can make you collapse in weariness, he can rob you of the timing. But if you push past the heaviness, you will see a sudden shift that cannot be stopped. God says, there will be a moment, like the striking of a clock, when what was hidden will be revealed in a rush. A phone call will come, an email will appear, a person will speak words that change the direction of your day. The speed of it will overwhelm you, because it will feel like years of waiting suddenly collapse into a single moment of fulfillment. This is the suddenly I have promised you. But I am warning you now, when this happens, you must move quickly. Opportunities in this season will not linger on the table for months. They are appointed for a time, and the time is short. If you hesitate, they will pass, not because I took them away, but because the season for them will close. That is why I am telling you before it happens, be ready, be positioned, be listening. My child, in the hours before the breakthrough, expect unexpected communication from people you have not heard from in a long time. Some will come with pure intentions, others with hidden motives. Discern them quickly. If their presence brings confusion or pulls your focus from what I am saying, step back. You cannot afford to spend those final hours entangled in conversations that drain you. Guard your energy, because you will need all of it for the move I am about to instruct you to make. God says, in the final countdown, you will also notice my spirit prompting you to tie up loose ends, small tasks you have delayed, things you have been meaning to do. This is because I do not want you carrying unfinished business into your next chapter. When you feel that sudden urge to finish what you started, obey quickly. It is part of the preparation. And understand this, I am not just preparing a moment for you, I am preparing you for the moment. The shift will require a sharper you, a lighter you, a more focused you. Archangel Michael says, when the moment arrives, it will feel both natural and supernatural at the same time. You may be doing something ordinary, drinking coffee, walking, sitting quietly, and suddenly, the phone rings, the door opens, the news comes, the atmosphere changes. Do not be startled, this is how heaven works. The supernatural is not always loud, it is precise. I am orchestrating events so perfectly that when they unfold, you will realize they could only have been planned by my hand. God says, I am telling you this because I do not want you to look back one day and say, if only I had known. Now you know. Now you have been warned. Now you are equipped. The breakthrough is not just a blessing, it is a responsibility. What you do in the first moments after it arrives will set the tone for the years that follow. Handle it with gratitude, with humility, with wisdom, and with unwavering obedience. I have been preparing this moment since before you were born, and nothing, no plan, no person, no principality, will be able to stop it if you remain aligned with me. If you want, I can now continue into the final part, where God's voice delivers the climactic promise and absolute sealing of the victory after the breakthrough lands. That's where the prophetic message becomes its most intense. Do you want me to keep going?